This is a YouTube inspired video, The Secret to Self-Compassion. So, it's a fairly big topic, right? And it's a fairly general topic. Self-compassion means specifically what? There are so many different ways you can qualify self-compassion, and the YouTube generated synopsis saying it's different from self-esteem, and the three core components of self-compassion are kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness, and blah blah blah. Okay, but again, even those tend to be pretty broad terms, right? So I wanted to give you something more simple. I wanted to give you something simpler when it comes to practicing self-compassion. Okay, so what I really don't want out of you is extreme seesawing between I'm gonna love myself no matter what versus I'm a fucking piece of shit and I can't do anything right. The goal is not to fluctuate between the two, but instead, we need to recognize that the criticizing voice sometimes has a point. And also, it can be extreme and unrealistic. It can be too harsh. Which means self compassion can also have a point, and at other times, it can just be way too forgiving, right? So, in that sense, I think the secret key to self compassion is actually getting to understand the critical part of you. So, suppose I'm making this YouTube video, and I've already made a bunch of blunders. My dog is barking outside, and I maybe have I blah blah. I'm not making coherent sentences as if I rehearsed this, right? But I don't really feel bad about it because this is how I've been doing videos all this time. But my critical voice might tell me, no, you need to be more refined. This video fucking sucks. And you need a better microphone and you need a better studio setup. And okay, so the criticism voice, right? It can tell me these things, which are things I could be improving on, right? Like I could invest in a better, webcam, especially because I'm a YouTuber. I could invest in like a studio setup again because I plan on streaming more often. I could invest in a better mic because I always complain that this mic isn't that great. So the critical voice has a point. And when it says your video isn't professional enough, that's a very broad term, right? I want to ask it, okay, so how actually can I make it more professional? And it might offer me, you know, uh, invest in some graphic design, get some better clothes. And it can, I need it to basically, instead of just giving me broad umbrella criticisms, I need it to give me actionable advice. Okay, so that criticism, how do I act upon it? How do I make it concrete? When I can do that, then the criticisms actually become a decision. For example, am I going to buy a new, webcam? Because now that's a decision I can make because there's a concrete action attached to it. Am I going to buy a new mic? Am I going to invest in a new setup? In that case, I can evaluate it. Okay, so what's my purpose of being here? To teach you guys about life coaching. Is it an absolute necessity that I need a better webcam? Not really, because it already gets the job. So what's more important? Me making videos like this, or me making videos like this but with a better laptop? I mean, better webcam. Me making videos is more important because it fulfills more of my role as a YouTuber, right? So, in summary, whenever you hear a self criticism coming up, you look at what actions it wants me to take. What action should I take to address this feedback? And then you get to decide on whether to take that action or not. And a good way to evaluate whether you should take that action or not is based on your purpose. What is the ultimate goal that you are trying to achieve by the action that you are doing? So, with this kind of a system, the self criticism actually turns into self compassion because it keeps on it keeps on fostering your growth. Now, when you look at it like this, Sometimes when the self-criticizing voice is so harsh and it's all cussy and it's all nasty at you, you ask it, okay, then what should I do about it? It can't really give you an actionable advice if it just wants to curse at you. And if you are finding that not to be the case, let me know in the comments and I would be happy to work with you further on this topic.